quick. It's a minute and 59-second video about LA Acting Boot Camp. Now, this video is geared about the main 3 days with 12 casting directors, agents, managers. Um, but what we're going to offer you is actually 5 days. That's right. There's a fourth day, which is a voiceover day. It's very special, dedicated just for you guys and our LA talent that want to explore voiceover with Mama La, myself, and a big, great team of the LA market VIPs. Okay. And then the fifth and final day is demo reel filming day where you get to film scenes for your demo reel. They're not self tapes. They're not, low production. They are beautiful demo reels that look like they're from a film or TV show. We have a catalog where you pick scenes from our catalog, or if you have a scene you'd like to shoot, you can email it to us for approval. And we'll get you registered for that fifth day. So, I want to preface with that because that's what we're going to dive into. I'm going to tell you so much more, but let's go ahead and begin with the 3 day program, LA Acting Boot Camp. And then we'll talk more about that. We'll talk about voiceover day. We'll talk about demo reel day as well. All right, so I'm just going to do a share screen. Listen, put your volume up, and we'll come back and chat in just a moment. All right, just one sec.
It is an amazing opportunity to not just meet great people, but to get industry professionals to look at the work that you're doing and give you honest feedback that's only going to help you grow to the next level.
You make a lot of good friends, you make great connections with casting directors, agents, and managers.
After we did scenes, we got to sit down with agents, and producers, and directors, sort of like speed dating. You get to chat with everybody.
We had one-on-one sessions with them, which were really intense and personal, and they offered very precise, almost surgical advice about our scenes and our performances.
You bring your own work, but you also get cold sides, so you get to bring what you think you bring to the table, but then you also get work that's given to you.
It's very, very fruitful.
I got a lot of information, stuff that I need to get going in the business.
You'll get up here and you'll do your scenes and your commercial, and they will tell you what they like about you and what they don't and what they think you should work on.
To have these professionals telling you, you're very comfortable in your body and you're very natural in the space.
Gave me a lot of insight into what I should do next.
It's just an amazing experience, and I recommend it to everyone.
I would certainly say sign up, do it, get with Waleed. He's going to take you from where you are now and he's going to put you where you want to be.
If you absolutely can do it, please do, because it will give you valuable information.
I've only been here 4 months, and I feel like this program has given me such a good head start.
It's all about, I'm ready to take the next step.
All right, team. So listen, what's really exciting, that was LA Acting Boot Camp. At the end, it said apply now. You don't have to formally apply. Why? Because you're working with Law, Talent Inner Circle. She's got your back and she will be doing applications, doing registrations. So you go directly to Law if you're interested in any of the programs today. And if you're not ready, Law will let you know what you need to get ready. For all of our programs, I know my studio and Laws, it's never a no. It's usually just a not now if you're not ready, because we want to make sure you're putting your best foot forward. And if you are, awesome, we'll move forward with registration. The fact of the matter is we take just about 18 actors per session, 18, okay? Right now I already have about 8 signed up, all right, team? So space is very, very, very limited. It's not just limited, it's very, very limited. We do that because, we screen actors, not just anyone off the street can sign up. You can't just show up the day before. There'll be a lot of prep that you're doing between your registration and when you actually come to Los Angeles. It's not just the obvious of you prepping a place to stay, finding your lodging, finding your airfare. Of course, that's important and that's going to have to happen, but that's something that, is not included in the program tuition, any of that. We let you stay where you want to. Some people like to travel with points. Some people want to stay with family and friends. Some people prefer an Airbnb to a hotel. So we leave all those details to you. But beyond those details of that planning, we're going to give you a handbook, and that handbook's having you prepare a scene that we'll approve. It's just a short 2-page scene, runs about 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, we have options as well once you register if you need help finding a scene. You'll also prepare 2 contrasting commercials and you'll come in with your photo resumes. So this will be in a handbook. Now, for voiceover, Daylock can comment in a second about what you might need for that. And for filming the demo scenes, as I mentioned initially, if you want to do that as well, and these are all different programs you can add on as one big package that Law will help you register for, or pick and choose to what you need. But we've designed it so you can come in all at once from Wednesday to Sunday. Wednesday voiceover day, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, LA boot camp, Sunday demo filming. And Law will agree with me to say, if you can, stay a couple days after, just to really get to know the city. Come a day or two earlier if you can as well, just to get to know what the landscape is like, see what other activities are going on, meet people and reconnect, schedule a couple meetings, that sort of thing. So I'm going to go into more detail about the programs, who comes to them in just a second, but let me just pause and see, Law, am I missing anything? Do you want to talk about voiceover day, what they might need for that?
Well, my love, you are never missing a thing, but I'm going to add a quick addendum because I know we have a number of both actors and VO folks in the room. So from a voiceover perspective, a couple things I do want you to know. First and foremost, the voiceover one day kicks off the showcase week. So we're kicking it off Wednesday, April 2. And that's, pretty much a full day into the evening event. So it's a heavy duty kickoff. That is VO only, VO heavy only. And those are my guests that will be invited to come in and that we partner with in the LA scene. That is a hybrid day. That is the only hybrid aspect we offer to this program, meaning that you can be there in person and we hope you are there in person. But just in case you live far and you cannot fly in, that is a day that I am willing to Zoom you in for the voiceover. Okay. We will have guests in person, obviously, but we're also going to have guests on Zoom as well. It's a total hybrid day. And that's how our industry works. So it makes sense. It's awesome. The rest of the week is not. The rest of the week is completely in person. And that the rest of the week is not voiceover. It is actors only, on camera actors only. So I don't want you to be confused about that. So there's 2 options for you. First option is what Waleed is saying, the whole entire week, the whole entire program. VO is inclusive to everything else. Or I'm a VO only. I only want that Wednesday, Law. Great. We're going to make that Wednesday happen for you. And then you don't need to do the rest of the week. Of course, I hope you come and party with us. But aside from that, I know I have a ton of voiceover only as well. So that is fine. The other thing I wanted to make mention too is that if you are a Talent Inner Circle member, which most of our folks who are registering now are, you're going to get a 10% discount up front. So airtight, point blank, you're going to get 10% off the program, which is a huge, huge deal. You're also going to get the cherry on the sundae, which is experiencing Waleed and his coaching and directorial work within the TIC program, because he's now teaching bi-weekly as a guest artist from LA. And that's all on Zoom, 100% on Zoom. It's all on Zoom. So if you're considering it, definitely join TIC. You're going to get a full saturated conservatory level prep leading up to event. Plus, you're going to get 10% off all the products and services that are
And
related.
Law, that's all included in TIC, the
Yeah.
classes with me every other week, and then registration separate for the LA program. But
Yeah,
that's, guys,
unbelievable.
that's why TIC is the best. We had a great class last week, and I'll be back next week, not this Wednesday tomorrow, but next week on Wednesday for the next class with TIC. Please come if you weren't there last week.
Yeah, you don't want to miss it. Waleed is truly, I mean, and I'm not saying this because I'm totally and completely biased and he's favorite all the way, nepotism all the way. But I'm telling you this because he's one of the best and most qualified directors and young trainers that I've met in my lifetime and really reps the LA scene. I mean, it really is of the finger of the pulse on the LA scene. So definitely come and take part.
Yay, you're so sweet. Thank you, Law. Um, you know, the same goes said for you, my love. So everyone, whether you're in LA, whether you're on the East Coast, in Boston near Law or elsewhere, you know, you're most welcome to come check this out in person. And again, if you can't come in person and want to just do the online virtual hybrid option of VO Day on Wednesday, that's great. Beyond that, if you come in person, you'll do it in person. That's great too. Thursday, Friday, Saturday will be with 12 casting directors, agents, managers. All right, for film TV. So Law mentioned if you only want to do VO Day, don't come to that. Now, yes, that's true, but I do want to talk about this too. If you want to do VO beyond VO Day, um, and maybe explore film TV, dip your toes in the water, it's still a great thing to try, right? If you're open to it. We're not excluding you. Now, if we think you're not going to be prepared or be able to keep up, that's a conversation one-on-one, case by case Law will make and have honestly with you. But generally speaking, you are all welcome to come. And what I want to mention that's exciting is these reps that come to LA Acting Boot Camp on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, these casting directors, film directors, they also do voiceovers. So it's not that they don't do voiceovers. A lot of the casting directors have cast voiceovers before. The agents and managers submit their clients to voiceover work every single day. It's just not specific to voiceovers. It's leading with film, TV on camera, with voiceovers being you know, in the bubble, but just not at the top thereof. That's why VoiceOver Day is dedicated. So it is especially on that with the leading pros for voiceovers specifically. So you'll still get some voiceover love, and it's going to help you if you do voiceovers too, participating beyond that first day. But it's not exclusive too, just to kind of clear that up right there.
Yeah, and you know the VO Day, Waleed, I don't know if you even know this, but the last time we did it, I think it was 2 years ago when we were with you in studio doing the LA VO Day.
Yeah.
It was large, it was huge, and we had an amazing outcome on that one. We had like some crazy number, like 40% walked away with contracts, and then we had immediate castings. We had a couple animations come. It was insane. I did not expect that at all. So I just want to make mention that that's a whole other set of guests that are seeing you
Right.
besides the Actors Boot Camp. So they're my guests, and they're also Waleed's.
Yeah.
He works with them as well, but they're specifically coming in for voiceover. And
Correct.
so you're being seen by a lot of people that week.
So 12 is just the 3 days with me specifically to film TV. Plus Law brings in 3, 4, 5. Law always does it big. And you're going to meet people at our Mixer Wrap Party, which is on Saturday afternoon. We invite a lot of friends to that. Friends bring friends. Industry comes to that too. It's at this beautiful historic theater on Melrose. It's a lot of fun. You want to be there. It's in West Hollywood. That's Saturday and included in the program. And then, like I said, Sunday's demo filming. So voiceover day, check. It's pretty clear to you guys what that is. The program itself, I already mentioned, you're going to need to prepare a scene, 2 contrasting commercials, and bring in your photo resumes. We'll provide links to find these materials if you don't have them yet. And if you do, you can send them to Law and myself for approval once you're registered. What might you expect? You saw the video, but what happens day to day? Well, a lot of the courses with casting are done in a group. The casting director or the film director are there. They watch you present the scene that you've had approved. Excuse me, the scene that you've had approved. They give you feedback and redirects on it in a group setting with the class. You can ask questions about other class members' work. They might have you do an exercise together. All right. With some sessions with casting professionals, one especially that I love is with Ani Avatian. She's cast for over 14 years of film, TV, including major shows like Major Crimes and its spinoff, The Closer. And that's unheard of for someone doing network TV on a series to cast in the world of a television show for over 14 years. the barista at the coffee shop, the lead series regulars, the new stars every season. That's like doesn't happen. 14 years. Like I don't even remember how many seasons Friends did. I think it was up there, but there's very few that go that long. And she's still doing her thing, but she sends, I'm digressing, excuse me, but she casts you in cold sides on the spot and you get to practice cold reading. So there's an element of that. And then with the film directors, they're watching the scenes you've rehearsed. With the commercial casting directors, they're watching the commercials you've rehearsed and prepared and giving feedback. And then when you meet the reps, you're presenting in a showcase style. But what's really cool at our program, because we want it to be hands-on, we want it to feel like a slice of the real world team. These are real world pros that are working diligently with clients and talent in LA. So you'll have a one-on-one with all of the talent reps. Okay, where it's speed dating style. You have about 1 to 2 minutes with each of them. And it goes by quick if you have nothing to share. It goes by slow. Sorry, the other way. It goes by quick if you have a lot to share. It goes by slow if you're like pulling on. They always are going to start with, tell me about yourself. And they want to just sit back and kick the can and see what you're like and how they vibe and have a convo with you. And this mini experience, mini as in MINI, it's a small interview. It's a speed dating style. You rotate and many experiences, MANY, many throughout this program, from the speed dating to the classes with casting to the film directors working out with you and coaching you. These are all different kinds of people in the industry that all build on each other. A lot of our clients get meetings, they get contracts, they get to go audition. Now, let me be clear. This program is not an audition itself. It's not. It's an educational networking opportunity and professional development conservatory style program, as Law mentioned. So that's that. And I say that because the pressure's off, team. You want to bring your best. People get nervous. That's life. I think half of it's doing programs like this, going to auditions, always showing up to where you can control those nerves, create it into excitement, rule the room, and book the job. And that's what we want you to do here in LA as well. So ultimately, a lot of our clients do find success. I get the question a lot. I don't live in LA. Is it worth my time? So I want to talk about that really quickly. Absolutely. Why? Because this is the mecca of showbiz. It's Los Angeles. It's Hollywood, baby. I personally lived and worked in New York for over 8 years. Before that, I was in DC. I went to school at VCU in Richmond, Virginia, and got my BFA there. So that was years ago. But ultimately, I ended up in LA because I knew, it's a checkmark goal for any performer that wants to make it big in Hollywood. It's Hollywood after all. Um, like Madonna says, welcome to Hollywood, right? Words of Madonna. So, with that in mind, team, come check it out. Let the city speak for itself. Let the guests, the 12 I'm going to introduce you to, the handful Law's going to introduce you to, the people you're going to meet on the streets, let them tell you what they think of your talent and what, you might enjoy or not. And if you don't want to be here, this is not a reason that you have to pack up and move tomorrow, but it could be a great way to do so if that is your plan. But if it's not, you're still going to be able to be bi-coastal, to work in different markets, to start to create a path in a major city where there's a lot of voiceover work, a lot of acting work, and it's just a cool place to be. And last but not least, we get this question: the LA fires. They only happened a few weeks ago. I don't want to be insensitive to that, so I do want to talk about what the climate's like. People are like, "Am I gonna want to come over in April?" Yes, it's February 4th now, and you guys, things are back to usual in terms of routine for the people living in LA City. What that means is in like the West Hollywood area, the Hollywood area, Mid City, downtown, Santa Monica, North Hollywood, that's kind of like major LA. And in that area, we've been so fortunate that the fires, which were close to us, called the Sunset Fire, which was the early Jan, was maintained within a day. The city, thank God, was not affected. Now, what was affected are the outskirts of Los Angeles. Pacific Palisades, Altadena, Los Angeles County, to be specific. And Los Angeles County is huge. So with that in mind, we're not directly close in the scene of Hollywood, West Hollywood, Midtown, Mid-City, downtown, Santa Monica, where actors are going to audition. Burbank, NoHo, Things are still on, and going on as planned. What's really cool is a lot of actors, artists are, still holding their events. UCB still having class and shows at the improv houses, Comedy Sellers still doing their thing, casting, seeing actors, but a lot of them are currently doing it to give back for the fire victims, which is super great. Our city has come together with that. And by April, I pray that we'll all be in even better spirits, ready to rock. So the show must go on. The show is still on. We can't wait to have you here. And I will just pause now to let Law add any nuggets I might have forgotten. We'll take questions, of course.
I love that. That's great. And I guess all of you know me as an agent who is I'm a voiceover agent, but now I'm going to sort of put on a different hat and speak as mama, because this is like my little baby, right? My little, what I call my Boston babies, even though you're not coming from Boston, a lot of you, I am. And I treat this as the kind of tour where I want to have you feel like you're in a cohort, have you feel like you're kind of protected within an inclusive environment, and traveling with people versus feeling that you're alone or feeling that you're isolated. And many folks we take have never been to LA. They've never traveled quite so far. They've never been to that city, and they're really nervous. They're kind of scared about going to that city. So we make sure that everyone is connected, everyone is working together. We start right away as registrations are happening into weekly meetings. So we're on Zoom weekly leading up to the event. We're doing training, we're doing coaching, we're getting you ready for hair, makeup, wardrobe. We're talking about your physical setups if you're in your home studio or if you're with us on site. I mean, we're really getting into the deep dive nitty gritty of what you need to prepare and what you should be expecting. This is not cold, you guys. This is not walking off the street and hope it goes well. This is really a methodical kind of, 10 weeks of really working with you to make you shine and make sure that you're prepared at the highest level of the industry, because that's who you're competing with. You're competing with the highest level of the industry in a major hub. So we don't want to walk in as the novices off the street, from somewhere in Wisconsin. We want to come in and say, no, we're working pros, we're talent, and we want to extend our portfolio to include talent representation from LA, casting opportunities from LA, producers that are seeing our work in LA. We want to really include that in our portfolio rather than walking in and feeling like, oh, I don't know where I am and I've never done this before. So we're very, very good about that. And then when you're on site, we're very much a cohort. We kind of travel together, we carpool together, we Uber around together, we share dinners and lunches together. It's very much, you guys should know if you don't now, LA is about relationships. It's about personalities and personas. And I'm telling you, more people are cast based on their personality than even their looks or their talent oftentimes. They're cast because they're authentic. They're authentically who they are. And so we're going to work on your authenticity. What is your brand? What do you represent? What do you love? What do you like to be doing? Right? That we're going to see that passion. We're going to see that energy. We're going to want to cast you. We're going to want to work with you. Right? You can't do it cold. This is something that has to be prepped in conservatory style. So Waleed and I and our teams come together and we really superhero the whole thing out so that you can walk in studio come April and feel like you deserve to be there and you're ready to really make new relationships with these folks. So it's very much an all-inclusive. Now, if you're doing the one day, I still think you're going to feel some of that. You're going to feel, even on Zoom, the level of inclusion in the room. Who's in the room? Who's welcoming you in? Who's giving you feedback and education and talking with you? Who's asking you questions and kind of interviewing on the spot? Right? So much of the industry works online. And so that doesn't put them off at all. If you're online, they expect you to be fully present, fully prepared, and fully ready to show your personality. And we prepare you for that as well. So I just wanted to make that kind of known that we don't bring you there and then leave you off at the curb and say, good luck, see you on Monday. We don't want to do that. We really want to be like, consider me like who was that, Wally? Julie? I'm like Julie, your cabin cruise director.
Yes.
I hold a clipboard all the time. You can always ask me. You know what I mean? I'll always have a smile. Waleed will have a smile. We are there to support you. We're there to coach you, direct you, support you, and guide you. We're not there to take money and run. That's not what we do. What we do, if anything, is micromanage. So we want you to sort of be in the know of what the industry standards are for that scene. And with that, I'm going to open it up to any questions you guys might have right now.
While we wait for a question, Law, one thing I'd like to also share with this group is when your group attended 2 years ago, we got such great feedback from Marilyn, great manager who discovered America Ferrera.
Yes.
Got her in her first Sundance film in Real Women
Yes.
Have Curves, and now Real Women Have Curves is opening on Broadway. Marilyn said law students are so prepared. She was so impressed. And that's what the hard work's about. That's why we want to give you this information on February 4th today. So you can take the time to get your artist tools sharp, get in the mindset, get everything on paper, get your suitcases packed, get your plans booked. So when you show up in April, you shine. And people do get signed. Now, I'm going to be transparent. If you're not here, it's going to be hard for a commercial agent to sign you because you got to go to a commercial casting tonight or the fitting is tomorrow. And it's no doubt you can fly with a day's notice, but someone else can just drive over. That's just a lot easier. But I will say this, for film, TV, voiceover, that whole shebang team, animation, all of the above that's done at a home studio using Source Connect. You don't need to be in LA. You can be anywhere. Or for film, TV in general, a lot of it doesn't shoot in LA. If it shoots somewhere else, we have our home studios, but if a lot of indies, a lot of, SAG low budget, and those aren't bad things. Those are just great for artists starting out that you might get your leads in, might be shooting in a state that's maybe a little more affordable for them. So you don't even need to be here. You can be anywhere. Film TV agents, which we call theatrical agents, have signed our talent from across the nation week to week. They still are, from referrals Law makes, from referrals I make, through consultations, other programs, showcases, and it will happen through this one. But I just want to give you that feedback because I get the question often, is it even worth my time if I'm looking for a rep? Absolutely. Just know the difference between commercial and then film, TV, voiceover rep.
And then one quickie, I wanna piggyback on that, Waleed. Just that literally just happened this week. I love to share real stuff that happens because everything is so like theoretical and academic and conservatory. Let's talk about real stuff that literally just happened this week. I want to show you how the chain of relationships work that ultimately give you work. Okay, let's see if I can go back to this. So through Marilyn, who Waleed just mentioned to you, that I met for the first time at this showcase 2.5 years ago, she went ahead and she recommended me to a dear friend of hers and said, I want to get you an agent because I want you back as an actor. I'm like, what? I'm an agent now. She's like, no, you're still an actor and you're gonna act. You're going to act. So she hooked me up with a wonderful agency, Metropolis Agency out of New York City, who I immediately brought into TIC to be a guest in TIC for my Talent Inner Circle. He picked up a few of my TIC members as well. He signed me, don't tell him I said this, but absolutely with no real audition and no updated reel, he signed me because he knows me. He doesn't know me that long. He knows me a little bit of time, but he knows me enough to like me. Okay, he signed me as an actor. And then this week I auditioned for a role on SVU. Okay. Now think about that whole chain of events. If I didn't know Waleed and I didn't take the time to go out to LA, I didn't even go as an actor, y'all. I went as my own self, my agent self, managing Lollapita's company, taking fabulous actors, pushing them. But the relationships we created led to bringing me back to New York City to meet this agent who took me on, who then submitted me for this, and boom, 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 boom. That's how it works. It works through relationships. That's really how our our industry works. I wanted to share that. I don't usually talk about that end of my life, but I wanted to share that because it is not a straight line. It is not a straight line. It's like left, right, left, zigzag, da da da. But when you put yourself out there and you put yourself in the arena and you're very serious and 100% committed, people want to give you work. They want to work with you. They know that you're serious, right? Waleed, you're the same way.
Absolutely. It's like working on set. One job leads you to another. When you leave set and you don't have another job secured, but you hear people on set, what are you doing next? What are you doing next? I learned that the hard way. Before you leave set, you've locked down your next job. And it's no different than, your opportunity in the studio and rehearsal and an elevator in a meeting. If you're working on a project, one meeting extends to, okay, when's the next? And Lau, you and I even have that in our intrapersonal professional relationship. Like, okay, when are we get on our next phone call or Zoom? Next week, let's catch up.
Yeah,
Because
we're
we
always
have so much
pipelining
to
it.
push forward for you guys, for each other. And you guys are in good company. TIC, LLC, you guys are in great company. Any questions? Yes,
Jindra,
Indra, hi.
Hi.
happy you're here. It's good to see you.
Yes, thank you. It's good to see you again, La. It's been a long
Thanks,
time.
love.
It's nice to meet you, Waleed. So considering that this is going to be a lot of prep work that goes into it, is there a deadline for registration?
I would register soon so you can start the prep work. You know what
Of
I
course.
mean?
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
register the week before, they've done a scene, they can do 2 commercials. But I have people that, but I also need to book hotels, book flights. There's a lot more that's gonna go in. It's not impossible that some people have attended last minute, but I'm gonna be honest with you, this time around, I don't think there'll be space to sign up a couple weeks
Yeah.
from now.
Well,
I
you said
think this will
18
be
only, right?
full. I think it will
Yeah.
be full by the end of February. We don't put a deadline because it's open to actors by approval or invitation. So once we have our group, it's set, and I'll start taking registration for summer. And Law, is always welcome at any of them. So are you guys. She will give you all the deets and take care of your registration. But I would say sooner rather than later. And team, Law is gonna work out. If you can't pay in full now, a deposit and a payment plan. Signing up early means you have more time to take care of all those details without the stress of everything all up front later.
Yeah, I would say, Ginger, are you on camera or VO only?
I am VO only, but I could be persuaded to be on camera.
I am
Just kidding.
going to be the one to persuade you. I can see that.
Okay.
So I would say, yeah, and I'll add an addendum to Waleed's answer in that the actors that are coming in, the on-camera actors that are coming in for the full week, it's very, very limited in space. The 18 is for our actors, and it always fills up. I already have 5 on my end. Waleed already has 7 or 8 on his end. So that absolutely will fill up this month. The voiceover has a little bit more leeway because some people are zooming in and some people are not flying out. And so that has a little bit more leeway. And if they're just doing voiceover only, then they're going to come in and bring 2, 3, 4 different voiceover pieces to showcase and be ready to do cold reads as well. The acting is a little bit more extensive. We want to really get you ready to, be seen, be heard, make sure your studio is up to par if you're zooming in. But if as an actor, you're going to be there in person. So it's really like 24/7, amazing stuff. So I do hope you consider that. I am going to be meeting with each person post this session. I will not register you after this session. I need to meet with you. I need to talk with you. I need to my usual, hold your hand, kick your ass kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? It's that kind of thing. Like, just make sure it's for you and you're committed to it and it's a good fit and all that stuff. I don't want to bring folks over that can I be honest with you guys? Can I be honest? I don't want them to be a pain in the ass. Do you know what I mean? You don't want to be traveling with cohort talent that are just high maintenance, and no one wants to work on a set with those folks either. And Waleed doesn't want to meet them either. So I want to make sure that folks are nice, they're down to earth, they blend well, they can assimilate easily, and are willing to work hard and really interested in this experience. Most are, but once in a while we get someone it's not right for them. Right? Did that help you, Jindra? Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. Thank you so much.
All right. Yeah, we'll meet. I ask everyone to go ahead and jump on my calendar link and schedule a 15-minute with me so that I can just hop on Zoom with you and say hi and just make sure it's good. Okay. And there's my girl, Jasmine. Hi, sweetie.
Hi. Okay, I'm already meeting with Law later, but I wanted to get your input as well because I am like black and my hair is can be whatever, but like on my picture, it's straight. Who decides what my look is?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would say your look is what you probably do mostly day to day. Now, some people are like, I literally change it every day. I could do what I want. Then I'd say it's if you had to choose one, it's what you feel most confident in your best self in. Now, we're getting a little heady and ethereal on this still too. You still don't have a definite answer. So then what I would do next is, this is much deeper one-to-one convo, but I would look at the kind of jobs you'd then want to do. What is the hair looking like for people that look like you? I mean, it's as simple as that in commercials. I know a lot of natural hair for African American women's back in. You're seeing a lot more big froze. It's like the musical hair all over again. Braids are back, that sort of thing. But it doesn't mean I'm not seeing natural hair either. So it really is a case by case. I think the real answer is to have options in your headshots. You could have your hair one way and then another in headshots. And then beyond that, when you're showing up, again, I would either do it by what you wear most and is most convenient, your everyday you, or is going to benefit you in terms of what the industry's casting. Just,
So that's another thing.
yeah.
My everyday job is I teach hot yoga. And so I don't straighten my hair. I can wear my hair like this, or I can wear my hair like with clip-ins and I wear a band on my head and that's it. And it's like a wet look because I put gel in it. But that I
You
don't.
know what, though, Jasmine? We're going to talk about that extensively, especially with women, but men too, men too. But talk about how you want to wear a hair makeup wardrobe and how that shifts and changes
Yeah.
throughout the day and day to day, which it will. It may not stay the same. Each showcase that you do, you may want to have a different look, right? So we
Okay.
kind of have to choreograph that. That's why we have so much time built in for
Yeah.
coaching and meetings is to choreograph what your wardrobe will be. What everything you do as an actor or voiceover talent is a choice. Everything. There's nothing that's just happenstance. Everything I see while you're auditioning, I'm imagining you chose to do that, right? So making sure that it fits your brand, it fits your image and personality, you feel comfortable with it. I know you well, so of course I'm going to work with you on that, and the other coaches will work with you on how beautiful you are and how interesting your and shifts and changes are. Because as everyone know, diversity casting is in. It's hot. It's big. We want to see some style, some personality, some variety. We love that, right, Waleed?
Absolutely. I
That's
mean, it's
it. That's the name
yeah.
of the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Else?
Thank you. That was my
Of
question.
course, then we'll talk later on about it, hun. Who else has any questions? Anyone else? Vicky, did you have any questions? John? Eddie? Eddie
Hi,
has.
Eddie.
Yeah. First of all, great to be with you guys. I'm going to be explicitly the VO day, but I'm just wanting to be sure, knowing the next step, which would be Calendly to get on your, is that
Yeah.
the next step, or are you sending an
Yes.
email that says, do this, do that?
No, get on my Calendly, book a 15, just
Mhm.
say follow up for LA, and that's it.
Nice. Will do.
And then we'll talk and answer any other questions that come up for you. Make sure you understand that the nature of that day, that one day,
Mhm.
and then we'll get you registered.
Cool. Thank you.
Can't wait to see you.
John, any thoughts? I don't know who's here and who's not here. Vicky might have stepped away. Maddie, did you have a question, hun?
Just I know we talked the other day, Lon, but it's about I mean, I don't know if I should ask you this or ask you this in person, like, but if we're just doing the one for VO, how much would that be for the payment?
Well, we're going
Or
to talk about that
yeah, that's
together personally. Yeah, because it's going to be different for everyone depending on what they're doing. And also, one more thing, I don't think we talked about this, Waleed. I don't know if we want to say a few seconds on the reels, on the Sunday Reels Day.
Right. Yeah, I did briefly mention if you want to film a reel, we'll provide a catalog where you can pick scenes that we've pre-written for you, or you can submit a scene as well for that. It might even be the same scene you've done during the boot camp program. Um, and if we approve that for the Sunday reel day specifically, what'll happen is you'll have a dedicated time on set where you come. It's about 1 to 2 hours on set. During that time, you're in the dressing room, you're getting ready, you're meeting your scene partner, you're going through rehearsal, and then a dedicated 30 minutes, a half hour, where we're specifically recording your scene. And you get to do a couple takes. You want to come as prepared as possible. You'll get a couple takes. And then after that, you'll get to pick and choose your favorites. And our team will fully edit it into a demo scene that looks like it's from film and television, okay, that you can use for your reel and with your casting submissions. And if you don't have a reel at all, I'd suggest getting 3 so you can build the reel. And if you have a couple things, maybe you want to pick some things to balance it out and give it variety. And you'll be given a specific appointment time for that. And again, Law will prep you leading to that point as well to make sure you're ready to show up on set and deliver.
And if you're an actor who's doing on cam, I would say you got to do it. I mean, you really got to do it, because when are you going to ever run into a film crew that's a pro film crew that's going to do everything pro, mix, master, all the post, everything from soup to nuts? The answer is never, right? So if you're coming to LA and if you're an actor for on camera, you really, really need to do it, because casting directors and agents, they really want to see you on tape. They want to see what you look like, the kinds of roles you can play today, and your sound. Great video, great audio. And this is, I mean, financially, it's a drop in the bucket to do. And some of the folks that I have coming, Waleed, are doing at least 2. I've got 2 that have committed to 2. So your day is going to be full.
Hey, let's go.
So if you're an actor, voiceovers don't need that, but if you're an on-camera actor, you absolutely have to have it. It's like a no-brainer. It's like working in voiceover without a voiceover demo. It's a huge, you know, impairment to not have a professional compilation of your work. So Waleed has done all that footwork to get the company together in LA that's going to treat you like a star and really get you on set to work. So like Vicky,
Yes.
for instance, is an on-camera actor as well as voiceover. She may do a reel or 2 if she decides to join us, because it would make sense for her as an on-camera actor potentially. Okay, Gindra, same for you. You may do it and really, really go over in coaching leading up to that. What is the script? What is the character? Rehearsing it through, making sure hair, makeup, wardrobe makes sense. All of that. So you don't show up on the day not knowing what's going on. You really have a clear idea of what your mission is.
I love it.
Anyone else want to jump in?
Vicky, did you have a question?
Oh, no, I don't have a question.
Oh, you do
I
not
think
have a
Vicky-
question. I see
I
that.
and I are gonna meet.
Okay. Hi,
Let's meet
Vicky.
tomorrow,
Good to hear
Vicky.
your voice anyway.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Okay.
I actually had one. And this is like, I'm not gonna be a part of it, but it is for anyone who wants to join in. Would you tell them to bring their own business cards or have their own QR codes at the ready?
I think either. I mean, probably QR codes because people are going to throw away your business card.
And we'll talk more about that, Ryder. I mean, Ryder, for everyone who doesn't know, Ryder is my social media assistant, and she's fantastic and is primarily a voiceover talent, anime voiceover talent. And that's a great question to ask. And Waleed and myself both do separate business seminars as well as our business coaching, and you're going to get all those answers throughout your coaching and your seminars, and make decisions on what you want to do with that, what's appropriate for you. That's a great question, Ryder. Thank you. Okay, so I think that's it, Waleed. I think we came, we conquered, we're leaving.
Hey guys, if you have any other questions, Law will cover it when you meet with her for your 15 minutes. I see the Calendly link in the chat for them, Law, that Ryder put. Thank you, Ryder. And
Thank
team, any question that she can't answer, I'm happy to. But again, you guys are in good hands with her. I will extend the same to you. I won't give you anything short of that. And I look forward to seeing you guys in sunny Los Angeles or on Zoom for voiceover day, hopefully one or the other.
And one quick plug from Mama is that if you're not going to LA and you can't do it, you've got to join TIC because Waleed's coming in bi-weekly and he is the star. Everyone's writing in going, I want to work with Waleed. I want to study with Waleed. I got to be with Waleed. It's like, oh
We
my
have
God.
a great class.
What,
Next
chopped
one is
liver? What is
next
the
week.
problem here?
I love you, Law. Next week is the next class team. You don't want to miss it. We have a different lesson every other week when we meet at TIC on Zoom. So I hope to see you there as well.
Thank you, everyone, for showing up today. And we'll answer every question you have, so don't worry about it, okay? Just jump on a 15. All right, guys?